number 1 on the pole will be Gary Webb in car number 56 and Jerry Inman alongside. In the second row, Dick Potts in number 92 and Ray Godsey in 1K. The third row, number 24, Dick Taylor, and 14, Larry Moore. In the fourth row, Pete Parker in number 10 and Ed Bowman in 75. In the fifth row will be Rick Standridge in 28 and Tony Izzo in 66. The sixth row consists of Bill Bottoms in 27 and Billy Moyer in 21. Seventh row, Ken Essery in number 55 and Kevin Weaver in 12. Tom Rentz in number 49 and Johnny Johnson in 99 start in row number 8. In the ninth row, it'll be Charlie Sentman in 99 and Ernie Barrow in 100. The 10th row, Gibby Steinhaus in 21 and Ray Gus Jr. in 75. In row number 11, Greg Herron in car number 10 and Bill Nippenberg in car 1B. And in the 12th row, it'll be Dennis Erb in car number 26 and Bob Pullman Jr. in number 27. We didn't, none of us who picked winners, Larry and Gary, picked Billy Moyer in car number 21, who will start in that 3, 4, 5, 6th row. And he's the points leader and defending champion of this division, so maybe we should keep an eye on him as the race
Well, he's
progresses.
a long way back, though. He's starting outside row 6. There's a good look at Billy, and it depends on how much outside groove he has to work with. We're not sure how the car was set up for this feature event, but he's starting outside the 6th row. That's a real long way back for a track like this.
Larry in the pit area.
Well, Bob and Gary, I am standing right now on what is the outer edge of the cushion. The field is coming down the front stretch right now, and where I am standing is going to determine exactly how competitive this feature will be. The cars will go past me on the inside of the track. During racing competition, if this lane is working, here comes Jerry Inman now, they will be actually running this high. If they can run this high, they'll be able to pass on the outside and provide 2 and 3 abreast racing. This is where it's going to happen, if it is going to happen, right here.
All right, thank you. Get off the racetrack because we could be going green here. This time by 24 cars begin to close up and get set for 40 laps of racing. The green flies. Here we go. Jerry Inman gets the jump once again, just as he did in his heat race, and goes into the lead down the backstretch on lap number 1. Everybody is through turns 1 and 2. Okay, it is Inman in the lead, working the high side. That's Ray Godsey. The low side is Gary Webb. Complete lap number 1. Webb moving to the inside now of Jerry Inman, but Inman hangs on to the lead as he has that higher groove now as they come out of the corner. It's a side-by-side battle down the backstretch once again, but still Inman hangs on, now moving to the low side and slamming the door on Gary Webb. Godsey runs in that third position. In fourth is the number 92 car of Dick Potts.
Now keep in mind, the first few laps of a race like this was an experiment for many of the cars that transferred through the first 2 or 3 heat races, because the track has totally changed. They've had to guesstimate what the track setup will be, what the chassis should be, what tire compounds to use. So right now they're kind of working on the track, testing their setup, and seeing exactly what the conditions are like.
Webb now has the second position nailed down, but Ray Godsey is right on his rear wing as they go down the backstretch. This is the battle for second spot, as the D7 of Jerry Inman is the leader. Godsey working the high side. It's not working in that particular portion of the racetrack, and he likes that high groove. Now he moves to the inside and tries to put a move on Gary Webb, gets his nose underneath him, coming out of 2, but they go down the backstretch, and Webb, with just a slight horsepower advantage, it appears, keeping that second spot. Now they bump in turn number 3, but still Webb holds on to second. Now Godsey moving to the inside. He has a clean pass now going into corner number 1. Godsey moves to second.
Well, actually, on some of these race cars, you can see tire smoke. They're actually abusing the right rear tire, scuffing it up, and that's the smoke coming off as they burn up the rubber on this slick racetrack.
Larry Moyer is moving up in car number 14. He's the red number 14. The number 75 car is being driven by Ed Bowman, and the 21 car also in this battle, and that involves, of course, Billy Moyer.
Well, they're 3 abreast over there coming off the second corner, and now Moyer tucks in behind a car and now pulls to the outside to pull up behind Larry Moore. So there's the driver that I chose early. Still is committed to the high groove through 3 and 4, trying to make it work for him. Passes a couple of cars there, so he may find something on the high side. But yet, where we thought we would have a cushion down in 1 and 2, Moore pulls to the low side.
Yeah, it looks like that lower groove is the one to run.
In 12th won the championship for USAC last year. He leads in points now, and he has the lead.
A nice drive by Billy MOYER, but Ray Gotze is still right there giving him a challenge. Dick Taylor still runs third. Fourth position is Jerry Inman, and in fifth position is Ed PUHLMAN.
Well, if you're watching that great battle at the front, I was keeping an eye on Larry Moore to see what he was doing. He's only passed one car, so whatever change they made from that tire standpoint, it really hasn't made Larry Moore any more competitive.
Just a terrific drive by Billy MOYER. Started this race outside of row number 6 in that 12th position, and was helped a little bit by the fact that we had a yellow flag at the midpoint of the race. But nevertheless, we take nothing away from him. He has just driven a tremendous race, and now is beginning to stretch out the lead just a little bit on Ray Gotze as the visibility problem becomes just a little bit more serious.
Well, they will still get into some traffic before this race is over. In fact, they're going very, very slowly through 3 and 4. They almost parked the car down there coming off the 4th corner. They're riding the low side, but then up in 1 and 2. Look at Billy MOYER off the cushion, down the backstretch, widens out that lead. A half straightaway advantage now over Ray Gotze.
Gotze is using the low line in turns 1 and 2, while MOYER is up high on the racetrack, but both of them using the lower groove in turns number 3 and 4. And MOYER is looking pretty good here as we have 30 laps completed, less than 10 to go. There's Gotze in second position, but MOYER has probably a 10 to 12 car length advantage on Gotze at the moment.
Well, he slowed down just about a second and a half over what he qualified, so that's how much slower this racetrack is. 9 laps to go, and he has put on a driving clinic here this evening from that 12th starting position. Now look how gingerly he goes through turn 4. Very, very slow. Gingerly picks up the throttle, keeps the rear end right behind him, doesn't get too sideways off the corner, and now he sets her sideways and uses that cushion up in 1 and 2.
As you indicate, oh, look at Gotze high on the racetrack now. He's moved up to the cushion turns 1 and 2. And as you indicated, Larry, or Harry, I'm sorry, the cars actually do almost come to a stop down there in turn number 4 before they get on the accelerator to come down the straightaway.
The only chance that Gotze will have now is in traffic. Now your leader has moved to the back of the pack. There's a look at Ray Gotze. He has a half straightaway. Oh, Larry Moore pulls off on the back stretch. There was a burst of flames under car number 14 as he pulls to the infield. And of course, he'll knock the flames out and smother the flames with any dirt that's kicked up. But we did see some flame under the car, so he may have popped the power plant going on the backstretch, and he motored slowly to a stop in the infield.
It is all over for Larry as he drove a good race and was the fastest qualifier here this evening, but drops out of the feature. There's your leader, Billy MOYER, with now only 5 laps to go, and he has really now in command of this race. He's got a lot of slower lap traffic between himself and Ray Gotze.
Well, he has 2 lap cars between first and second position, but right now he is in very heavy traffic. And keep in mind, we talked earlier, these cars do not have mirrors, so it's so noisy out there. Sometimes they can pick up another car coming up from behind. The courtesy flag, the move over flag is being displayed, but still, trouble can be had from traffic. So he has to be very, very careful, very gingerly in his approach to lapping the slower cars.
This completes lap number 37. There are 3 more to go, and MOYER doing a fine job of weaving his way through the traffic. There you can see now less than 3 laps to go. The car right ahead of MOYER is the number 10 car driven by Greg Herron. MOYER moving low on the racetrack, passing some of that slower traffic, and he is well in command of this race now. 2 laps to go, and unless something happens to the car, I think he's got this one won.
Well, Gotze's way back now with a lot of lap traffic between his position and that of your leader, and the only way Gotze would have a chance is if something happens right in front of the leader, and it did right there over in turn 3. A car was sideways, and the
We are back, and this is the white flag lap, and Billy MOYER is in control. Ray Gotze has passed all those slower cars between himself and MOYER, but Billy is going to win his second race of 1987. Here he is off turn number 4. Billy MOYER wins. Ray Gotze finishes in second position, and in third is going to be the number 24 car driven by Dick Taylor.